When people hate sales and hesitate to pick the phone and make a call, like I used to do, it's because of the part called cold calling. Cold calling is arguably the most difficult part of the sales process, and hence a lot of people shy away from it. But that is where the leads are. That is where the success of a salesperson is. My name is Ozias Mucheriwa, and I help organizations and individuals improve their sales and get better results. In cold calling, you are calling people that are not expecting your call. You are calling people that are busy. So in other words, your call is actually an interruption to them. If you are not skilled in crafting an interesting cold call, you are going to throw in the towel and do something else. But if you master what I'm going to teach you today, you are going to become a master of cold calling, and you are going to enjoy making cold calls because of the responses that you'll be receiving. And also by continuously doing it, you are going to realize that your skills are getting better and better every day. In this video, I want to analyze a typical cold call and show you why it produces no results. And then we are going to look at another one that produces results. So let's look at the typical cold call that a lot of salespeople make. They pick the phone and they say, "Hello, my name is Ozias Mucheriwa and I'm calling from Motive Center. How are you today? Great. I'd like to come by and introduce myself and my company's services to you. We are the biggest suppliers of protective clothing in the region and would like to show you some of our amazing products. When will you be available to meet us?" Right. Do you do this? I bet that's how most people make cold calls. It is effective sometimes, but that sometimes is usually rare. Let's analyze it. Number one, your call to action is self-centered. It's clear to the prospect that when you go there, you are going to be talking about yourself, you are going to be talking about your company, and you are going to be talking about your products. Prospects care less about you, your company, or your products. Then number two, your call is undifferentiated. This is what the majority of salespeople say when they call. Unless they are already in the market looking for protective clothing, you will not get a chance to meet them. Then number three, your call provides no value or future value, which triggers their interest to want to attend this meeting. What triggers their interest? What are they looking forward to getting when they meet you? So your call is providing no value. It's not confirming any future value for them. By making the call all about you, you are proving to the prospect that all you care about is creating value for yourself in the form of the cash that you get after you have made a sale. So in other words, you are not a problem solver, but you are a product pusher. In their sight, I'm not saying that's what you are, but in their sight. So you don't want to appear that way to the prospect. And then number four, your call lacks business acumen. These people have got challenges. These people have got aspirations for their business. They have challenges and business opportunities for which they need outside help. So your call does nothing to indicate that you are able to alleviate the pain or is able to help them get to where they want to get to. So that's the lack of business acumen in your call. So I'm going to give you an alternative. But before I do that, let me share with you a few ideas on how to make your cold call better. You have to write better scripts. A lot of people make the mistake of winging it. They do what you call the smile and dial approach. A better script is customer focused. It's not focused on you, but it's focused on what you will be able to produce for the customer or for the prospect. A good script has to differentiate you from the competitor. Do not be like all the others. A good script demonstrates that you intend to create value for the prospect. It also confirms that you've got business acumen and you are resourceful enough to help them in their business. So that is what a cold call should do. So there are some questions that you need to ask yourself every time before you make a cold call. These are the questions that you need to answer before you are able to make a cold call. What does your call suggest about your intentions? So when you are making a cold call, you have to understand that when I'm calling you, I want to pull you towards me. So how do I do it? I call out your name. I remember the book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It says that the most melodious sound that a human being can hear is their name. So I have to mention the name. For instance, I say, "Hi Sandra, this is Ozias." I'm quick to say out my name because she's thinking, who is this? So I have to make haste to say out my name. Then the next thing is, what do you want? Hence, I go into my story. So let me give you the alternative cold calling script. "Hi Sandra, my name is Ozias, and I'd want to grab a few minutes in your calendar. The reason I'm calling is because we have helped a number of companies in your industry improve their safety and reduce work-related accidents by between 20 and 30% simply by leveraging our expertise. All I want is a few minutes of your time to show you how we can be able to help you. How about Thursday at 2 p.m. Now, you realize that I didn't say, "How are you today?" Because she would be quick to say, "How am I going to escape out of this?" There goes another salesperson. It's amazing how a number of people will say yes simply because I went straight to the point. You will see that I suggested a time and said, "How about Thursday at 2? And you also realize that I am telling her about the help that we have given other companies related to them in their industry. Okay? If I'm sure of the industry, then I can go ahead and mention in the manufacturing industry, in the construction industry, I mention the industry. I tell them the percentages. Why am I mentioning the percentages of reduction in work-related accidents? Because I want to show them the impact of my service. I want to show them the result that they can get. So I have indicated to them that I'm able to help because we have helped others in their industry. And we gave them percentages of how far we can go in terms of helping them. You will also realize that I suggested the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is the only time that I'm available or they have to stick to the time. But what happens is, if they are not available on Thursday at 2, they are going to suggest an alternative date and time. So when that happens, I'm in. But if I just leave it open and I say, "When are you available?" they can say, "We'll call you back," or things like that. But when you suggest a date and time, if it doesn't suit them, it only makes sense for them to suggest an alternative date and time, which is what you want. I'm not saying this is the perfect script, but it gives you an idea and helps you in terms of improving on your scripts so that when you make cold calls, you are not hesitant to make those cold calls and you are not rejected in all of them, because the moment you make 5, 6 calls and out of all of them you are being rejected, you end up losing the momentum to make cold calls and you end up hating selling like I used to do. So I'll be sharing a lot of sales content to help you push your numbers. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I would encourage you to